Hare Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, 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 Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Ranga, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, 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 Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, 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 Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Oh, I see what the problem is. Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. My Bluetooth will power up in a few minutes. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So,
Krishna, Krishna,
Je-
Hare
Jesus, Jesus,
Hare
Srila
Krishna, Hare
Prabhupada,
Krishna,
Srila Prabhupada. Good morning.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Good morning.
Jesus, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jesus, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jesus, Jesus.
Is it okay?
Sri Krishna
I tapped
Chaitanya.
on it 3 times and it doesn't open. I don't know.
Mute your mic there. I think you're. It's okay. Ooh. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi Gora Bhaktabinda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi Gora Bhaktabinda. Nityananda, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Advaita, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Nityananda, Sri Advaita. Hey, good morning there, Govinda. Nityananda, Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Advaita Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Advaita Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Advaita Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Advaita Nityananda 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna. Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hmm. Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Nityananda, Shri Gaura Chandra, Shri Gaura Chandra, Shri Gaura Chandra, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Gaurachandra, 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 Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Gauranga, 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 Gaurachandra, 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 Gaurachandra. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. River, welcome. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gaurachandra, 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 Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Prabhupada. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Chapter 9 of Govinda Lilamrita, Picking Flowers and Worshipping the Nine Planets. Divine love, prema, made Radha and Krishna's minds dance as a dancing teacher before the assembly of the Shakis like Vrinda. This teacher blissfully ornamented Radha and Krishna's dancing minds with the moods like restlessness, eagerness, joy, and others. Prema ornamented Radhika's dancing body with ornaments of blazing existential ecstasies. I don't think it's time for me to read this stuff. I'm going to read something else here. Hare Krishna. Yes. So, continuing on with Madhya Lila, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chapter 9, Text number 31. As far as the holy names go, as far as the holy names of Ram and Krishna are concerned, they are on equal level. But for further advancement, we receive some specific information from the revealed scriptures. Lord Shiva addressed his wife, Durga, O Varna, O Varanana. I chant the holy name of Ram, 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 and thus enjoy this beautiful sound. The holy name of Ramachandra is equal to 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. The pious results derived from chanting the 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu 3 times can be attained by one utterance of the holy name of Krishna. According to the statement of the Shastras, the glories of the holy name of Krishna are unlimited. Still, I could not chant this holy name. Please hear the reason for this. See, my worshipable Lord has been Lord Ramachandra, and by chanting his holy name I received happiness. Because of such, because I received such happiness, I chanted the Lord Ram's name day and night. Wow, I love this. This is so beautiful. Yeah, so much truth in this. See, he chanted, he actually said what Radharani said, what any real devotee says that has real devotion. They always say the same thing. I don't understand the rules and regulations of the Creator, and they just don't turn me on. But Krishna does. I worship Krishna. Radharani said this. I worship Krishna only for happiness. Okay? It could be so easy for these devotees, but look how they fight me. They fight my preaching. You notice that, Shamaguri? Oh, do they fight? Ooh, they fight. They're going to lose. Of course they're going to lose. But we like a little fight, right? I like a fight. And I like, yeah, good, fight. That's what I come here for, to fight. Have some sport, man. What else is there? Fight. Yeah, yeah. Yes. You know, yeah, that's right, man. You worship the Lord for rules and regulations, for the happiness of rules. I worship I worship Krishna for the happiness in His name, man. That's it. That's simple, man. I just chant for the bliss. That's it. Nothing else. You know. That's why Lord Caitanya came to my door, just like that Brahmin. See, and gave me the holy name of Krishna. See, the Brahmin says I couldn't, even though he knew intellectually the glories of the holy name, and he was chanting Ram's name and getting happiness from that. Still, he could not chant the holy name. It didn't give him happiness. In other words, it didn't give him happiness to chant Krishna's name. See, it just until Lord Chaitanya, who is from Vrindavan, he's not from the Leela of Ayodhya. See, he got that either to chant that name from his guru or from a previous life, his guru, that was Lord Ram's Leela. This is like Christians. They also can't chant Krishna's name. They can chant Jesus Christ's name, right? But they can't chant. Why? They don't get happiness from chanting Krishna's name. They don't even know to get happiness from Krishna. They probably offended, say, oh, he's a false god. I know that. I've done that before. He's a false god. So why should I chant his name? I only get happiness from chanting Jesus Christ's name. You know? So, but if they meet a devotee and they're favorable to that preaching that word, they very easily can chant, just like that Brahmin. These very easily they'll get purified and come to the point of attraction to the name, simply because that devotee is attracted to the name, like Lord Chaitanya was. See, pass it on. That's the secret. It's so funny. People are only following these rules and regulations just simply because they can't follow this real path. It was so funny. This devotee yesterday just set himself up to get a bunch of eggs thrown all over him, man, which was great. It was perfect. He asked, "Where is it in Prabhupada's book that says that justifies your preaching that you can get prem in the way you?" Oh, thank you very much for asking that good question. And then I just show the verses. And there, see, it's like the Illuminati do. In the Illuminatis, they take great pride and they plaster all over the place symbols of what they're doing to the world, and that the world is run by demons and managed by Rakshasas. It's just, they're putting it all over the place, and it's called hidden in plain sight. Hidden in plain sight. Because people are so dumbed down, so less intelligent, that they can't see these symbols and their meanings and being done to them in plain sight. See, they can't see because they're dumbed down. See, they're less intelligent. That's why it's the demigods and the demons that are the controllers in this universe. And that's why they fight. They fight for control, right? Of who? They're little slaves. They're followers, basically. We can slaves or basically they're followers. So it's the same thing in Prabhupada's books and the Goswami books. The truth is hidden in plain sight. It was also in the Bible, the same thing. Even Jesus and Saint Paul, who also said the same thing that my disciples say. I studied these Vedas and I really didn't understand the depth of them until I met you. Okay? Same thing, Paul, until he met Jesus through that vision. He realized he didn't really understand the heart of the scriptures, but then he began to preach it. And when he preached the confidential message of even the Bible, the Holy Spirit started to awaken in people. That's why the Holy Spirit started to awaken in Jesus's disciples, because he preached the confidential message that's hidden in plain sight from the Pharisees. They couldn't extract that confidential message. Just like now, Brahmins, sannyasis, and gurus have not been able to extract the confidential message in Prabhupada's books and the Goswami books until Gaur Hari Das, this fool, this less than a carpenter, extracted that message. And look at the power of it. And they can't believe it. They can't believe it. It's still hidden, even though I'm announcing it. Here it is. Here's the message, confidential message of Lord Caitanya. Listen to it and be happy and chant in ecstasy. Chant for the happiness in the Maha Mantra, like my disciples are doing, proving these words are true and not lies, not exaggerations, not a expression of illusion. See, you see how it's always the same way. The deliverers, when they're empowered to see the confidential message, they extract it and give it to others. See? Not like Bhaktivinoda said, the acharyas generally, not always. Since Bhaktivinoda, these acharyas, until now, have been extracting the message for themselves and not giving it to others. See? And then by the order of the Parampara, now the cherry is put on the cake they've been baking, which is this prema. I don't know how much more clear we can explain this. You think these persons will get it? I mean, it's so simple. We extract the message, the confidential message on the order of Prabhupada and Krishna that I got in 1996 and deliver it to the world. Whoever listens to the confidential message develops prema bhakti very quickly. Right? All the verses support it. I quote them. And people still rebelling. And that's the only reason why that path is for them. That's the mercy of Lord Caitanya, to give such a path, at least for them to follow, simply because they won't listen to this message. Okay? But they will. Why? Because I'm fighting with them. I don't have to fight with these people. I can sit back and chant Hare Krishna and ecstasy. I don't need the trouble of this. But I'm choosing to fight with them because, I'm going to serve. I love serving Prabhupada's order. It's the greatest thing. It's better than serving Krishna, is serving a Vaishnava, because they do practical work here in this world. It's so funny. This devotee says, "Oh yeah, oh good, yeah, good. I'll check it out." Yeah, so funny. My ex-wife said, this guy quotes my ex-wife, "Oh, this Gaur Hari Das, he's crazy, man. He doesn't follow anything." I'm crazy. She went crazy 2 friggin' times. 2 times. I had to help her. I had flew all the way over to help her, drive her to Mayapur because she was so nutso. And she says, I'm crazy. I'm crazy for what? Following Prabhupada's order and awakening ecstasy in her, which she lost because of Guru Aparad, and ecstasy in so many devotees here. And I'm crazy. I don't know. What are we, in an insane asylum or something? Are people really nuts? Are these Gaudiya Vaishnavas like nutso or something? They cannot see what's plainly obvious. But they will, simply because I'm choosing to fight with these idiots. I mean these devotees. It's the same thing with Lord Shiva. He chose to fight. He didn't have to fight Daksha, right? He didn't have to spark a fight. Jesus also, he didn't have to fight with the Pharisees, cause friction. But he did, and look what happened. Many millions of people went back to Godhead with Shiva and everything, and many millions are going to go back to Godhead now. Simply because Gohari Das is following the order of Srila Prabhupada. Oh, you think I'm exaggerating? It's the same pattern, always is, when a devotee is empowered like this. Lord Caitanya, millions of people got ecstatic devotion simply because he fought with them. He fought to put the narrative of ecstatic devotion before the public. Just like Gohari Das is fighting to put the narrative of ecstatic devotional service and the grace of Lord Caitanya, giving it as a gift, as the narrative for the future generation. Okay? Otherwise, that's why they're fighting for this Varnashram Dharma preaching, right? Isn't that what they're fighting? And I'm fighting for the narrative of the extraction of the confidential message of Chaitanya's mercy to give prema bhakti as a gift through his empowered devotees. That's narratives right there, before hidden in plain sight in Chaitanya Lila, the postgraduate work that Prabhupada said, and has been given to us to extract and put before the world. You can fight all you want, but this is the truth. This is the truth. This is the absolute truth. See, Krishna also, he came to Mathura. He also had to fight, right? He had to fight Kamsa. Kamsa didn't want Krishna. See, Krishna came from where? The ecstatic place of Vrindavan. We come also from where? The ecstatic place of Vrindavan. And we come to Kamsas. Who are the Kamsas? He was a religious hypocrite. In other words, he was preaching like gurus. He was the guru of the kingdom, which he usurped, like these guys usurped from Prabhupada. Same thing, always the same thing. And Krishna powered up in Vrindavan like Gohari Das powered up and is powering up here with his friends and associates. And we're getting ready to enter the kingdom of Vaidhi Bhakti. And that's what we're doing, and fighting with them a little bit. And killing the Kamsa of not the bodies, the misconceptions, killing the misconception. Okay? The misconception of how bhakti is transmitted, and that and the mercy of Lord Caitanya has been kind of like stuck. See, so we dislodge all of these things so that people can get ecstatic love very easily just by coming here and associating with these rare ecstatic devotees that you don't see anywhere. You don't see them in the Narayan Raj group. You don't see them in the ISKCON group. You don't see them in the Gaudiya Samiti, Gaudiya Math group either. But you see them in this group. See, the Lord starts small and ends up big. That's the way he does. He works like that. He started with a small army and conquered all of Kurukshetra's army. Well, it's the power of truth. That's why we start from scratch. See, these guys had to start, these gurus started by usurping Prabhupada's opulences and putting themselves up on the throne as deliverers, which they couldn't do. That's hypocritical. Don't put yourself as guru and deliver your disciples unless you can do the job. See? We do the job here. We deliver the disciples here. Practically, people can see with their own eyes, if the Lord opens them, of course. The system of the Vaides is for the neophyte. Is it true for the Raganuga? Is it true for the Ragan? Is it true for the Raganuga path? No. Even in the preaching of that pastime with Daksha versus Shiva, even his wife came and said, "Why are you expecting Shiva to follow the system of Vaidhi? You cannot. It's too contra. It's contrary. You cannot follow Raganuga Bhakti really fully. Not really. You can't manifest it. That's why. That's why it's not manifested, because a person's a Raganuga Bhakti, keeping it inside, and so they're really holding it, or they're expressing it in their bedroom, and then you look at them as the role model. Oh, Vaidhi Bhakti. Look at Rupa Goswami. He's acting like a nice Vaidhi Bhakti. He's just and you don't get it because it's not expressed. He's holding it inside. Why do you think people in, say, even in the Dham of Vaikuntha with Narayan, why isn't Vrindavan manifest in Vaikuntha? Simply because the Lord's holding it inside, not expressing that mood, right? Why couldn't Krishna give Vrindavan to Uddhava? Because he was holding it inside and not expressing it. His devotees were not there. That causes the Lord to express himself in a particular way. Okay? So the acharyas, practically, the acharyas come here, and since Bhakti Vinod, they held it within this great jewel and treasure and cherry. They ate the cake and they gave you the rules, set the stage. But ultimately, this is what they wanted. That's why I got the order. You know, and that's how it works. It just Moses was sent, then Jesus gave the Holy Spirit. You couldn't figure it out by Moses's teaching. You see, they're like the Ritviks, they're doing just like these Pharisees, and also the living dead gurus. Also, you're dead until ecstatic devotion awakens in your heart. You're not alive. You're walking around, but you're not awakened, man. You have no ecstatic worship. You don't know your relationship with Krishna, with God. It's not manifest. What kind of real guru are you, really? You can't help people very well. Prabhupada said that in Nectar of Instruction in the purport, text 5. You should have an Uttamadikari as your spiritual master. Even Madhyamadikaris, which are not even the Madhyams he's talking about. He's talking about the fake Madhyam who has just a thread and is studying the Vedas. He said they can't help you very well. The Madhyams we make can help you perfectly, but can help you a lot better than that because you have love of God awakening. You found the real path. You're the way shower. This is the real way shower gurus here. You really show the way, right? You point, oh yeah, I have a living guru here who is empowered by Krishna to deliver ecstatic devotion. Come here. Go there. See, way show. You show the way. And as you mature, your bhakti matures, then you do the same thing. People will say to you, go this way. This person has attained intimacy, mature intimacy with Krishna. Can you imagine the devotees never even attained Madhyamadikari of this nature, the true Madhyam, the awakening of love of Krishna, which is stated in the scriptures. And yet they became deliverer gurus that people of the world worship. And that's why you don't see love of God. It doesn't work like that. It works like this. It works like this. This is authorized simply because it works. We deliver the fruit. See, so the Vaishnava, even he was a liberated soul chanting Ram's name, he couldn't chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra because he needed the association of Lord Caitanya, who was attached to the name Krishna, which is non-different from Krishna and Radha. See, the holy name of Vrindavan, and then he got it like that. He just simply became attracted. Look how fast it went. Look how fast it's went with you guys, many of you. Some it's a little bit longer, somebody's a little bit shorter, but still you get it, the desired fruit. Yeah. My worshipable Lord has been Lord Ramachandra, and by chanting his holy name, I received happiness. And because I received such happiness, I chanted the holy name of Ram day and night. So there's a difference of chanting because of duty and because of transcendental happiness. Okay? Many, after 50 years, people are still chanting out of duty their 16 rounds, if they do that even. But not because of transcendental happiness are they chanting. Okay? So you can chant 16 rounds out of duty, which is the mode of goodness, or you can come to a real devotee and get the spark and chant even one round, which is better than a whole lack of chanting dry rounds out of duty. And then if you want to chant two, you can chant two ecstatic rounds with great happiness. If you want to chant three, you can chant 3 rounds. It's up to you now. Or you cannot chant any rounds on any beads. You could just chant Hare Krishna in ecstasy. Hare Krishna. You've attained the Lord. The Lord, gets great joy from your chanting. You get great joy from chanting. He wants to hear your voice, and you like to hear your voice too, because he likes to hear your voice. And now you're merged in the ecstatic bliss of an eternal relationship with God. Now, what's so bad about that? This is where it's all leading. Here, here, here. Here, 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 here. I like that word. Here, 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 here. See, another thing Krishna has done. He made that word just for us and those like this. That's the only reason for that word. Here, here, those two different spellings and meanings is just for our preaching. There's no other real value to that. Because if you're not here, here, then you're useless. Because if I'm a Guru Dev sitting on a high throne with a big stick and all these followers saying, Jai Guru Dev, and they're hearing here, there, and ecstatic love is not awakening, man, they're on a much slower path, wouldn't you say? Yeah. So the Lord is thinking, that word is not fruitful there. But man, is that word here, here, very fruitful. Because whoever will do that will very quickly get the gift of Lord Caitanya, prema bhakti, worship of the Lord, with great transcendental, increasing, ever increasing taste. Yeah. This is the essence of all truth. Oh, where is the verse that backs that up? Let's see. Simply by hearing, text 107 on the spiritual master, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Simply by hearing submissively will free one's heart from all the faults of ignorance, and thus one will achieve deep love for Krishna. This is the path of peace. So if you're hearing here, the next verse will become fructified. But if you're not hearing here, it won't. And the path of duty will be promoted, Varnashram Dharma, and everybody will strive their whole life to chant their 16 rounds or 1 lakh out of dry duty. Simply because of why? The next verse here. Simply by, if one patiently hears about the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and Advaita Prabhu, and their devotees and devotional activities. Oops. Hear about the glories of Lord Chaitanya. What is just some of those glories? Well, one is he gives prema bhakti. This is glorious. He gives prema bhakti through his real associates who deliver the confidential message of Chaitanya Leela, which are simply the tasting of transcendental mellows. See? Confidential message is to taste those transcendental mellows before the public even, and make millions of devotees set forth the real conclusion to follow, the real narrative to follow. Otherwise, you listen to Bill Gates and Fauci and they mask you up. You listen over here, you hear here, and you become unmasked spiritually. Otherwise, you got a mask and blinders still, if till you do hear from the devotees. Look at Arjuna, simply by hearing from Krishna. He attained empowerment to win the battle of Kurukshetra. What is the moral of that story? Simply by hearing from an authorized representative of Krishna, the by medium for Krishna, one attains transcendental empowerment like Arjuna. Remember I said everybody must become like Arjuna. You can feel yourself like Arjuna, right? Do you feel the empowerment coming? Do you feel the spiritual strength? They actually have a word for that in Christianity. It's called Adonis or something, some kind of thing, a word for it. It's a special godly empowerment that you cannot imitate. These classes are based on that. Prabhupada's books are based on that. Sri Ramananda Roy's conversation with Lord Caitanya was because of that. That special potency. And that's what delivers people, the confidential message of truth. Wherever, the Bible, the Vedas, especially the Vedas. They're the secret of our success. The order of Srila Prabhupada and the blessing of Krishna and preaching the books of these of our line. Okay? Guaranteed success for everybody who takes shelter of this path here, preached here. Otherwise, it's doubtful. Look at these people. What are we doing? Presenting the truth as it is in ecstasy and in conclusiveness? How are they going to go back to Godhead if they don't accept this message? It'll just like Lord Caitanya said, if people don't accept me, they will be destroyed. You'll take another birth, in other words. See? When a real associate of Lord Caitanya is here, a genuine one, that acceptance of that message is the same as accepting Lord Caitanya 550 years ago, because that message actually comes from him. It's delivered. They just deliver the same message. The same message back then was, hey, just accept the gift of prema, devotion to Krishna. The same message now. It's been revived. Please accept the gift of prema by this association here and become happy, chanting Krishna's name for happiness, not because you supersede duty. Now you're doing pure goodness worship. See, you're worshiping just like that Brahmin who received the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. You become like that Brahmin. You become like Arjuna. You become like Maharaj Parikshit. You become like all devotees who have been delivered in that way. You are now an example, a way shower of the way, simply by being a disciple of the way, just like every one of those persons I mentioned. That is you now. It's not them out there yet. See, they won't do that. They're refusing to hear, therefore they have to work harder. They have to stay on the difficult path. They got to go to their boring namahatas. They have to go into the temples and do external rituals and build big temples and big deities and, you know, all that big work. And here we build big temples just by awakening Krishna in people's hearts. Man, you can't get a bigger temple. These temples that we create are bigger than that. They're 10 times bigger than Mayapur's temple there, Shamaguri. Because all that small bhakti goes to those big temples, right? And still small bhakti will be there. And you come here to this small external temple, very small, right? Just a camera and an image on the camera. Talking head. And big deity comes manifesting. Big Radha and Krishna, big ecstasy, big truth. The temple just grows in you, becomes massive, bigger than the Mayapur temple that's sinking down because they've made it in a floodplain, the dummies. They had to have somewhere to put that Ford's money. You know, they had so much money, you know. So they put it in this big temple and it's going down. Floods every year. They got to have a boat to go into the deity room. See, our temples flood also, don't they? They flood with tears. That's the temple. Krishna, you know, this is what Jesus said. Our Lord God is looking for this kind of worship with the tears, the spirit, the spirit of the tears and the ecstasy, choking up, the real symptoms of real intimate love of God. He's very much looking for that. Lord Chaitanya said also, I came here to give that. Well, where'd that go? Well, it's just we just extract it out now and give it to the world. So you devotees here are the first fruits. Isn't that nice? You're first fruits of this amazing message, amazing gift. Let them fight. Give us some fun. We gotta have a little fun in this world. Man. Come fight the Vites. What do they fight? They're so silly. They're fighting. They're fighting this truth, this powerful truth. This true reality. They're fighting it. Well, they see they're not gonna, there's no way they're gonna establish this false reality of Varnashram Dharma and just dry chanting and dry rules and all that is the ultimate goal of life. No way, Jose, not on my watch. My watch is Krishna's watch, Lord Chaitanya's watch. And he's watching all this and he's saying, go for it, right? That's why Prabhupada, go for it. Yeah, it's doing exactly what I want. Yeah, do more of that, man. Wake people up. Give them that bhakti, man, that Lord. Yeah, man. My approve is smiling like a big smile, man. Like a thresher cat. Bliss. Yeah, go all right, go for it, man. Get them to drink this. Fight with them a little bit if you have to. Be a little wild in your activities. Otherwise, how are we going to accomplish this ultimate mission of to put the cherry on the cake they were baking, man? Who likes to eat a cake that doesn't have a cherry on it and icing and all that stuff? Hmm. Let's see here. Hare Krishna. Where was I? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. See, and they're and patiently hears, and their devotees about their devotees, devotional activities, names, fame, along with the mellows of their transcendental loving exchanges. See, everything we teach here. Isn't it nice? Everything we teach here. If you will just patiently hear about, there's the path. That's the path Arjuna followed to an extent, right? He listened to Krishna confidential message. Didn't Krishna say, listen to this, it's even more confidential, and then the next chapter more confidential? See, that's why Arjuna became ecstatic and empowered. That's the only reason why the devotees didn't attain full empowerment in ISKCON and all that, because Prabhupada left that work for us. He couldn't do this kind of intimate work in this, with a smaller amount of devotees. Look at you're going through a very powerful transformation. As we go through this and get purified, the more others will come, because there's more to handle that, their development. It's not just me, preaching, and then you guys help out one day, and then the next day you just screw everything up because you're going through processing, more or less. And so now we get strong because we get through the processing part, and that's out of the way. Can you imagine the result of that? Where people see steady devotees, ecstatic and blissful all the time, like River is showing. She was like, ooh, now she's more and more, and she realizes, yeah, I want. I told Alita Ganga the same thing, man. This back and forth thing. When are you going to give up the back and forth thing? Look at what it does. Look at when you're in a great mood, you feel great, everything works. So start letting that go. See, I can't let it go. Yeah, don't worry, you'll let it go just simply because I made my comments on it. Like River is also letting go simply because I comment on it now. That's how it works, man. By the word and the order and the opinion of the guru, you get every friggin' thing you want. Why? Because the Lord, if He's genuinely empowering you, nothing's going to stop you if you have faith in that. You don't act like my ex-wife, or Mahavirya, or Minas, or Christina's. Where is that Christina? She should come back, man. See, that's an example of not having. You can have ecstasy, but your conclusiveness is not mature. Therefore, you fall off the path because you're inconclusive. Okay? You see how important the word of the devotees are, not just the ecstasy. That ecstasy needs to mature into more purification of the heart to overcome this desire to be one with God. You know, just me and the Lord merged together and nothing, who not caring about their friends. Are you kidding? That ain't the complete truth. No. You gotta get this ecstasy, and then you stay and mature. It matures, and you see the importance of the spiritual master and the guru, your guru, and you see the importance of the friends of the guru and the family of the guru. How that's further training and development of this. And then you understand, because then if you do that, you'll be able to help the spiritual master like I helped Prabhupada. Otherwise, what good is it? Oh, you're ecstatic for a time. That'll all disappear at some point. This goes for everybody I just mentioned. It'll disappear, and it has disappeared in many devotees. Yeah, I just, I'm here. I'm ecstatic, conclusive, and serving Prabhupada's order, and all is well. And people who come here, part of the family, and getting more and more purified and empowered. What's the fault in that? Demonstratively so. You go on Facebook, these guys, all they do is cut and paste, and they have no realization but blasphemy. Nothing but blasphemy. Criticism and blasphemy. They can't even see, they can't even give us credit on the head of a pin, even though all these amazing things are doing. That's how much poison is in these devotees. And I'm going to extract it all and get the revenge of forcing them to drink this amazing bhakti. They won't even give us the credit on the head of the pin. All these people so blissful and ecstatic. We do classes 3 times a day for the benefit of the world and their benefit. They won't even watch. They would see like a second of it, and just so they can criticize, and then make it their mission to put all these pictures of innocent ecstasy that we had at that amazing time. Completely innocent, completely pure. And they say, you see how impure this is. How ridiculous. But that people can't see. They can't see. You could look at pictures of passion, people passionate about the body of each other. They're looking at each other. Wow, your body is so nice. You see us in ecstasy in those pictures. We're all meditating on Krishna in ecstasy. Look at our meditation. It has nothing to do with our bodies. We're all just together affectionately meditating on Krishna, being part of a family. Our spiritual bodies are activated. But they can't see that. That's why, there's only a certain time to cause this kind of trouble, because people, they just naturally, oh, you see, they're meditating on the body, and see how it's all about, when man and women and their body relations, when it was all about men and women in their spiritual relationship with Krishna. We were just drunk in ecstasy, intoxicated on the holy names, big time. It's a special occurrence. See, and they plaster that as blasphemy, just like Daksha did to Shiva. Oh, you see, Daksha laughs and cries, which is the glory. He's a madman. He laughs and cries. See, like madmen might do in a insane asylum. See, they project. See, what is spiritual, and what I'm here to teach and make it really clear. You cannot understand the mind. And chapter 23 of Madhya Lila, the glories of the highest goal of life, love of God, love of Krishna. You cannot understand the mind, the activities, the nature, the plans, the ecstasy of devotees who are steeped in ecstatic love of Krishna, love of God. Not even the great scholars And these guys are not even great scholars. One becomes a great scholar just by coming here and hearing these pastimes patiently like this. You become naturally a great scholar. Oh, look at Amy. She's naturally a great scholar. See? Naturally. Just naturally, she expresses herself like a great scholar, better than a great scholar, because her scholarship is because of following this verse. Hearing patiently these things, deep love is manifesting, which gives her deep realization. So that goes for everybody. You know what I'm talking about. Most of you are like that. Yeah. Yeah, those, they post this as the glories of devotees as bad. And so that's the offenses, that's the contamination in them. They can't see through the eyes of liberated souls. But if they want to, someday they'll have to come and have such a situation. You think this kind of situation is manifest just in any lifetime? Are you kidding? How many times do you see such a thing? That's the kind of time for the Vaishnavas now is a time like when Jesus was here, and even better when Lord Caitanya was here. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait 4,325,20,000,000 years for this to come around. Or in case maybe, who knows, maybe another rare devotee will come here and preach like this, if you're lucky. And when, who knows? It's been 550 years since this kind of preaching has been public. The acharyas up until this time have hidden within themselves or disappeared because of lack of pure devotees spreading this. But now we're reviving it, man. That's why I'm encouraged. I get enthusiastic about this preaching. It's so fantastic. It's so phenomenal, so rare, so necessary for the advancement of this Vaishnava teaching or Lord Chaitanya's mercy in this world. Who's going to be preaching the mercy of Lord Chaitanya? Who's going to be demonstrating the mercy of Lord Chaitanya unless we start it? What? The mercy of Lord Chaitanya so that you can follow rules and regulations and external ceremonies and external bhakti for millions of lifetimes or thousands of lifetimes? Or preach that? No, it's for this. The confidential message is all there in the Bhagavatam. I feel very privileged to be able to preach it. Because this liberates people. Finishing touch. So give us a word there, River.
I think I'm all worded out. Everything that you're saying is happening. Feel so empowered today. And working with you on the internet, working with you and pasting things on the internet is making a light of everything. Just making it all light. The power of the Lord is just making it light. Do you understand what I mean when I
Light.
say
Yeah, light. Like more clear.
more clear? Because it's empowerment. Because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
empower. It's simple. It's simpler because the Lord just flashes in you. I was just writing a response to you in the recent thing you just posted on your page
Oh, yeah.
about devotees talking, and I just posted a response, and it was really easy to. I hadn't even finished it actually, and you came on. Yeah, so much gratification, so much gratitude, so much real love, so much real love.
There she goes. River
So much
Yulun is
real.
like old faithful. She's like old faithful.
I think for a lot of us in the Sangha, my actions speak louder than words with gratitude to you for leading the way for us. For leading the way. I think I'm in the right moment to just, yeah, even you just talking about being intellectual and seeing through Krishna's eyes and seeing their ignorance in their what they think they are, these scholars and
Yeah.
these intellectual people with these words. No. And I've kind of been like that in a way, famous people and big people, they're just kind of like that in a way with me. People who think they are, but with them is whatever the empowerment that I have and wherever it's at with Krishna, it's beautiful and everybody else's is beautiful. I'm just saying, my dad left me the other day. They were speaking trying to suppress me. He says, everybody's scared of you. Like with my biological brother and sister, it's because I can see their stuff. No wonder they're scared of me. Krishna's fit, that kind of power. I don't know, what would you call it? Thunderbolt. That kind of thunderbolt
Yeah.
kind of power. I have a lot
Oh
of that,
yeah.
and I know.
The Christians call it dunamis. Dunamis is the special power of God. That's what you get here. You're empowered with the spiritual potency. That's why all you extracting all the conditioning comes out. So that
That's
this
what's
power.
happening now.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
what is
Right
happening
now. Yeah, right
now.
now it's happening.
Yeah, it's coming in all these last few days. And I will say, Karuna has been part of it as well.
Yeah.
Things that have been happening with me and him. He's pushed me to a place where more to Krishna, more to Krishna, and I don't know. He won't have it. I don't. It's like what you were saying the other day. Was it yesterday about? It's a story. It's a huge movie. If we all
Yeah.
got this straight away, what's the point? What would we learn? How would we really know God? It's like he's waiting. He's like a lady. He's like a lady in waiting.
Waiting for the
In wait.
birth.
Yeah, honestly, Maharaj, I took a picture of him the other day, and he was massaging my feet. I'm gonna say it, and he had his head between my feet. It was like the head of a baby was coming out of a vagina. I, honestly, Maharaj, I know it's a bit too much. I know it's a bit too much for
He's
some.
just a little oversized. That's all. It takes a while for him. You ever see those?
Honestly, yeah. I said, no, his head's got through. Because he's being reborn in a way, literally. Krishna's showing me things. It's like his head's kind of got through, and
Yeah,
maybe the
yeah.
other stuff. But he's helping me with this. Yeah. So thank you to Govinda, to Lalita, to Shama, to Govind, to Bhakta, to Frugala, to Narda, to Amy. I could just look at them all here. To everyone, to have a spiritual family. Oh wow, my gosh! I'm seeing him in all different ways. I'm so overwhelmed. Maharaj is yawning.
No, well, it's a spiritual thing, I think.
Yeah,
I'm
I
also a
know,
little
I know.
bit
That's
tired.
what I said.
I'm
I
also a
just
little
cover my.
tired. I actually didn't. I slept good, but I got up really early. Watched everybody's
Yeah,
classes. I also wrote a big article today. I saw
yeah.
that one devotee gave me a good lead in, man. I thought, oh man, this is great. He asked me a question in sarcasm, like, "You won't be able to answer this." I thought, oh yeah, okay. Listen, I'm up for the challenge, my friend. I've been waiting for somebody to ask a question. It's sarcastic or what? I don't care. Just ask the friggin' question for God's sake. And also do like that devotee. They put a big picture of that guru, up, and a nice and an article of what he writes. Here you could do the same thing. What, I don't have enough ecstatic pictures. You could plaster a huge picture like that. Why don't you do that? His guru doesn't. I mean, to be honest with you, he doesn't look that ecstatic. Could you imagine? You put the tear, Gauri Das, and and then a nice article. Man, we'll get millions. The guy gets
We
discipled. They say, "Oh, look at the big picture," and then you get the article. It's not that conclusive, even, and people are coming. And I can't even get one. Well, you guys are doing pretty good, but why not follow that? Do big picture also, big ecstasy emanate, so people get purified, and then they will read the article and think, "Well, this is what's going on." Then read the article, and also, maybe they'll get purified because people. It's like they're distracted. Maya's very distracting right now. Oh, so many. Put a big picture. That's what she does. Put big pictures and stuff up. Get people, to see. So they can, they have like really thick glasses, and you got to have a big thing in front of them to start to see. So I mean, I have all these ecstatic pictures. You could do things with Lolita or any Johann, or any ecstasy, make nice things and nice little things they say. But especially Guru, because that's what it's the people need to know. You guys are way showers, show the way. And
brilliant.
yeah.
Sometimes I just need a prompt from you,
Yeah, yeah,
just a
yeah,
little
yeah. I mean, everybody
prompt.
does. Yeah, I mean, you got to look at what he does for his guru is fantastic. I mean, that's the way to do it. A nice big picture of the guru, and an article. It's perfect. We can follow in that method. That's good. I mean, that's the way it should. They basically do that with Prabhupada. You should be doing that with all my preaching, and people will become ecstatic. This narrative that I'm preaching needs to be over the narratives. Otherwise, they're just posting Prabhupada's things of the old way. Vaidi, Vaidi, Vaidi. That becomes the narrative. See, so my disciples should be posting all of this narrative of all this ecstatic mercy. So many beautiful articles. One of the hundreds, in,
Yeah,
in the, the videos, sayings, and all that stuff you could be plastic. And then that becomes the narrative. And isn't it a better narrative? Ecstatic devotion, and not just hard work of the chain gang of rules and regulations and ceremonial external show of bhakti with no ecstatic devotion. You want that show to go on? Well, just let that narrative be preached. See? What did Christians, they preached the narrative of the confidential nature of Jesus's mission. And then therefore that narrative came. And this is so much better than that narrative, because it's kind of like, oh my God, Jesus was murdered for, and covered in blood for everybody, and it's the same two things. Jesus died for your sins and was raised, and we're going to just say that message over and over again, and that's all it is. That's what Jesus wanted you to preach, nothing else. And if you don't accept that message, you don't accept God. Well, you don't have to. This is more conclusive. That's why the Lord came and brought our parampara to clarify so many things, and attract even intelligent people, or anybody comes here to go back to Godhead. What's the problem, man? It's too easy,
right.
Gohari. It's too easy. We're used to hard work, man. We're used to being blinded by people. We Gohari. You just make it so easy,
Easy
and
peasy.
that we don't believe. We're non-believers, man. We can't even see what's going on in your sangha, that we're so covered over with our envies and jealousies and false ideas, and just keep fighting us, because we have no other way. We can't even help ourselves unless you fight with us. Basically, that's we're a team of fighters. We're warriors, and that's why it's important. This is called jungle growth. Growing. Remember, what did Krishna, what did Madhavinda Puri say to the village? I say to you, let's get our choppers and spades. The DVD is covered up. Let's go into the jungle and chop with choppers and spades and start uncovering the deity. That's what we're doing here. Yeah. Chopper of conclusive truth and ecstatic devotion. There's no other way. Just go in there and fight with these guys. Let them. Didn't Krishna fight with Kamsa? He had to wrestle. Wrestle in the arena there with the wrestlers. And, this is what this is fighting. The truth fighting to be dominant. It said, like Steve Jobs said, the guy who started Apple. He said, the storytellers, they set the narrative for future generations. And you could see this principle is being taught again and again and again. See, so the Pharisees or Moses set the story for future generations, and the Pharisees followed. Then Jesus come and had to fight with them. You notice, to put his new narrative out, the new message of the God, the new. You notice, New Testament, the new testimony. See, you guys had a testimony before. Oh yeah, rule. They were teaching you the narrative. Rules and regulations is exalted, and that's the way Prabhupada Charyas want us to go forever. Always hide bhakti. Never show a tear. Never show a tear. Hide bhakti. See, they want that narrative preached. And when the Gaur Das comes around and says, no, let's show this beautiful bhakti like Lord Caitanya and Prabodhananda preached. Let us show this ecstasy to the world and how beautiful it is to worship Christian ecstasy. There is no fault in this. It is completely pure. Yeah, you watch sex, in public or something, that's called pornography. But this sensual, intimate, ecstatic relationship between your soul and the ultimate Lord is pure and purifying and the greatest thing in the world and the greatest narrative to preach in this world. Okay? Otherwise, if we don't preach vigorously this narrative, the Vaidhi narrative will just be promoted because that's all they do. And they have the bigger numbers. Well, it even takes look at the small group of 11 persons and Jesus. Look at Christianity now, from them being steadfast. Can you imagine us being steadfast in a message that's 10 times more powerful than that? You guys are already awakened even before your guru went off the planet. Just like it was 550 years ago. This mercy of Lord Caitanya is so powerful that we can do it together. Even while we're here, we can blanket this world with this narrative and this mercy. All people have to do is believe in the mercy of Lord Caitanya. Otherwise, just like Krishnadas Kaviraj, if you don't believe in the glories of the Panchatattva, which is to distribute this ecstatic devotion freely to the world, and you don't get it by austerities, renunciations, and sadhanas and all these difficult things in your fasting, the preliminaries, and you don't believe in the mercy of Lord Caitanya to give this ecstatic devotion, even through, especially now, through his real associates who have gotten the order to distribute this, then you're just part of the tumultuous croaking of frogs. You notice that? Practically, you can see all of that. All these frogs, frog, Gohari, Gohari. What are you doing, Gohari? Let us cut and paste something. We have no realizations on our own, but we're expert in the mellows of devotion. We know ecstatic devotion, even though we never cry, even one little tear for Krishna. But we're expert on whether you're bona fide or not. You see? You see how ridiculous that is? And they call me crazy. To me, this makes perfect sense and is logical. But when you're conditioned and you don't chant the holy name in ecstasy, you're not logical, you're not clear, you're not happy, and you deliver inconclusive things and keep people in illusion. See? See, those whose hearts is purified by this bhakti, they have the highest truth. They preach it for the welfare of everybody. See? They distinguish the real higher truth from the reality of illusions or the irreality of illusions, temporary reality. And yeah. So give us, you want to say anything more there, River? Go ahead.
I wrote it actually. My brother, he's Christian. He said to me when I was very, very young that you'll never go to God. And that really angered me, actually. I don't know why, because I didn't really know God then. So, yeah, thank you to him. And
Why
thank
did
you
he
for
say
them.
you would never go to God?
Because I wasn't, he was so, I mean, he was probably a new Christian as well then, as well. I don't know. He just said that. And it's always resonated with me. He's like, he gave me this power. He gave me this challenge. You will never
Uh-huh.
go to God. And thank you. Because look, I'm here with the spiritual family headed by the most elevated guru. So yeah, thank you to him for
Right.
that. Nothing else, because everything that you're saying is just music and truth. Absolutely about drowning out their narrative now, because they have lots of paraphernalia to keep lifting their narrative. We have the Lord to just drown out the narrative. So yes, thank you.
Yeah,
That's all.
it's an information war, a war of words. Actually, you notice this is so we're actively engaged in this war also. So the demigods, or the good people, is fighting the bad. See, with words. If you notice, they do a little bit of the kinetic war and stuff, but mainly it's words, it's deception. Like the demons, they're trying to accomplish their ends by any means possible, by deceptions and lies. They have no problem with that because that's demon. Demons do that. It's their nature. Yeah, yeah, we lie, we cheat, we're hypocrites. That's yeah. But we just try to get people to believe us because the end justifies the means. That's called what do you call Machiavellian? Uh, and there's another word for that. And so that's what they use, and that's what they're doing. And the demigods are trying to counteract it with a level of the truth, by a truth that you're being tricked and lied to, and they're not really telling you what they really want to do. See, so that's where the fight is. And so the demons are in control of the technology mostly, right? So they can censor, and they algorithms, and they can make all sure that their narrative is promoted. See, and then the good people, the demigods, are suppressed because of the technology. See, so that's why they feel their oats now. See, basically, evil is weaker than good, because those who are actually good people are actually stronger. um, because to become good, it takes more austerity. See, and the weaker ones are the ones that are evil. See, because they don't like austerity, they get weakened by doing sense enjoyment stuffs too much, and by lying. Oh, especially lying. Oh, lying it's like Bhumi says, I can bear any burden on this earth but the burden of lying and liars. And that's what's going on now. That's why there's so many troubles now, because of lies, only because of lies. See? So the mode of ignorance is more empowered right now. But sometimes it's necessary if the Lord wants to destroy something, wants to destroy the old system. He has to have servants, right? Every the highest realization, you see everybody is a servant of Krishna, even the demons. You can't get out of not doing the Lord's plan. There's no way. You can, like the demigod, they don't think this is part of God's plan. See, but they can't do much. I mean, who's throwing Biden out? Can you imagine this guy? We in America consider ourselves intelligent, right? But we're sitting back and watching this guy, Biden, as he's just a puppet for the ultimate will of God, right? And he's destroying right thing after another by mandates that he wouldn't be able to pass. Nobody in their right mind would pass. He's mandate shut the spigots off of the thing. First thing he did, shut those spigots off so there's no gas. And what happened? Gas crisis, energy crisis. Everybody's, oh, what do we do? Can't the trucks can't drive to deliver the food now? Because they shut the and nobody's doing anything. They were all sitting back. I can't. Well, I know I can't. Yeah, I mean, what am I going to do? Everybody's just sitting back, helpless, and Biden is a puppet to destroy America. And it's one thing after another, one thing after causing the crisis after, and everybody's complaining, and nothing's getting done. It just keeps rolling ahead. You notice that? Does anybody notice that? The whole world is like that now. We're all helpless. What are you going to do? And all they do is complain. David Icke complain. They're doing this. The lizards are in charge. And then just talk. Have a protest here and there, and then they censor the protest so nobody sees where it's going. Or they do something, and maybe that's some kind of thing at least. But generally, it's just rolling on. That Trudeau is still in there. All of these guys, Trudeau is still in power. Biden is still in power. The guy, governor of California, is still in power. They're destroying everything, and everybody's basically just sitting by and watching. And what are you going to do? It's very powerful. Should we all just rise up and that would probably do something, but it doesn't seem to be happening, right? And I think this is a better way to attack the issue. See, this is the highest pleasure of God. If we get more people to worship the Lord in ecstasy, that'll overturn it. The Lord will change his mind. There'll be no need to destroy everything, because even the demigods who've gotten lazy, they've gotten lazy. They if they were doing their job, they would have rooted out all of this evil shit, but they didn't. They let it go by. And go by, and now they're making their move. Control the demons, controlling the technology and all that. So anyway, the demigods got lazy and the demons got more powerful. What's the only option to make anything? Because this is all the Lord's game. I mean, it's all the Lord's thing. We're inside his body, man. The demons and the demigods and the devotees, we're inside his body.
So we can control him by our bhakti?
Yes. See, that's it, because he's the only one. See, this is called the Leela Avatar, pastimes. But his devotees have to be in distress for that to happen. That's why he sends his devotees at this time. And whether you're a Christian or a Vaishnava, if you're a real devotee, you have power to call the Lord. See? And just by like our doing this, we got 20 people watching. For 20 something years, I was preaching to an empty camera, man. To get 20 people here every day now, practically every day, there's at least 20, 24 people now coming, and people watching the replays, and the people appreciating our preaching. That's amazing. Look what we're fighting. I have to fight the world. I have to fight all these Vaidhi Bhaktas. I had no help, really. Thank God for Sachi. She, hung in there, Yeah. And all these people didn't accept these wonderful things, but it works because the Lord, he starts from scratch as an underdog. Go ahead, Lolita.
If you understand the necessity, I don't know if this is the right word, or the importance of this mission. It's crazy to keep on asking this question. Is this authorized? Is this authorized? Who gave you the permission to do this, etc.? God's sake, it's working. It's just working, and it needs to be
Working.
done, and it needs to be spread. It's so come on. Is this authorized? Oh my God, what are you asking?
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
need
I
to.
mean, you could. Yeah, I mean, is it authorized? Okay, is it authorized? Well, it's working. It's working. I told you that I had the dream with Prabhupada and Krishna appeared in a vision to my second disciple. Right, I was right there, and well, we don't believe that. Well, it's
You don't
working.
believe it?
Can't you? Can't you believe? I mean, Jesus used the same argument. See, he said, okay, so the Pharisees did this. They said, Jesus, you are just your own witness, because he was witnessing like this. I'm witnessing, saying, yeah, ecstatic devotion, I'm preaching this and this. And basically people say, you're your own witness, that can't be true. We're all witnessing that you're a liar, that you're lying. See, they got their witnesses. You don't even have two people. See, that's what I was doing for 20 years, witnessing. They say, who's going to listen to you, Gohari? We got all these witnesses that we're doing this true. See, but we're getting back at that. You see, now we got more than two witnesses that this is true. So they didn't believe my dream. They don't believe my preaching. They don't believe my ecstasy, but they'll believe yours. How can they not? I mean, when you enthusiastically show that you're more intelligent than people that don't have this ecstasy, you're more happy than them. Gradually, people start to see it. There's no other way to preach. It has to be. See, Prabhupada said when a acharya arises uh, spontaneously, what he called it, a self-effulgent acharya will arise by the will of Krishna. See, the will of the Lord. That means, the will of the Lord is to be preached, is to make people ecstatic now. It's the will of Krishna that people become ecstatic devotees. I'm not budging from this. No, it works too good, right? It works too good. Hey, man, I like seeing happy faces. I don't like walking around looking at all morose people because they don't know this path. They don't understand this path. I don't like looking at these Vaidhi Bhaktas doing their boring ceremonies. These external shows of devotion. So give us a word, Govinda.
Well, I was been reading and relishing Vrindavan Das Thakur. He speaks exactly about these points that we're getting some flack about. He speaks about the wild kisses. He speaks about these things in his purport, sharing, and that devotees are not aware of their bodily consciousness. So, all the people that are actually commented that were in Grimbergen, the Lita Ganga would have needed a football stadium to actually accommodate them, the people who've put their 2 pence worth in. So he speaks about these wild symptoms, and actually Sharma Ji was very nicely giving a lovely witness testimony today. I was just cutting and pasting it when you came live, Guru Maharaj, and
Oh,
I'm going to put it out there. And following on from what you said, it's very easy actually and I think it's important because an article on its own is beautiful. It's really conclusive and truthful and juicy. But for the masses of people out there on Facebook, it catches their attention if they see you in ecstasy, your disciples and friends. So it's a necessity. And I see you posting these. And it doesn't really take a lot for devotees to put nice pictures together and screenshot the article. There's some simple applications called pick arts. If you want to do that in a simple way. If you want to do a bit more advanced, then there's, you can contact me and I'll show there's Viva video to make the sequenced images to cut and pasted sound. But just to start off putting Guru Maharaj articles out there, it would benefit immensely because I know the Guru Maharaj you're talking about, and he's one of these gurus who's saying, well, we don't show it. Okay, fine, that's his prerogative. Then I look at his conclusions. Well, I'm not bowled over. There's nothing juicy there. So people actually going there, but they'd be much better coming here, where there's
Yeah,
bhakti awakening. And okay, it's everybody's prerogative to not show it, but I wouldn't buy a car without checking the engine. What planet is everybody on to actually be purported in 2022 in a world destruction? We've got bhakti, but we don't show it.
hmm,
It doesn't really wash. Okay, there might be a Leela of Vrindavan. Okay, I like the guy.
yeah,
He's open-minded. He does show
yeah,
respect to your posts. I do
yeah,
like him.
yeah,
He's quite forward in his appreciation. He's got
yeah,
something
yeah,
about
and
him.
yeah, and the thing with, I mean, we're just trying to become more conclusive for the best path for everybody.
Yeah,
And so, like for his thing, I mean, that's why I say if we have a little more where we can see, like, see, we're just open books here. If he would show us and his disciples show us, okay, you're preaching this, and well, do you how much ecstatic bhakti is awakened in your disciples? I mean, do we know that? We don't know that. Nothing's being shown. See, that's, I'm just, the point is that for him to know and his disciples to know, because it's not shown, everything stays at that under the surface. It's not expressed and therefore not manifest in this world. You're not manifesting in this world. You got to, so therefore there's no love of God preached like it was. I mean, that's the basis of our movement was this love of God. It all started from there, didn't it? You know, what
yeah.
is it? It started from there, and now it's going to be forever just unexpressed, even though it was expressed. Come on, man, it's not even logical.
No.
So, but anyway, even him, you see, whoever it is, they if they want to advance into this and have love of God being preached again, you have to get behind where it's being preached. Otherwise, if you think, well, I'm just going to do my thing, and that we'll just make some disciples, and they'll be, oh, Guru Dev, and but where's the love of God? Okay, well, God, you didn't fulfill the mission. Wouldn't it be nice? You got a chance, everybody, whether you're a saint or a sinner, or a guru or a follower. Why wouldn't you like to have the full result of Lord Chaitanya's mission here? You know, yeah. Go ahead, Lalita.
They don't show bhakti, but actually, they don't know what the goal of life is. They don't really know that they've got to attain that prema. That's really the goal. They don't show it. So, but how can a disciple make a good choice? I want the guru, but I want a good one. If they don't show what they have to offer, you've got
It's
to
so
show.
funny. They don't, people don't even seem to ask, like, is this, see, they don't even, people in general don't even know that this is the desirable thing to want. Ecstatic, they don't know that. And even that guru, you know, they preach a little bit about it, but this needs to be fluffed out more, you know, so that people know, oh, I want to go to this guru so I can become conclusive and clear and ecstatic. See, so yeah, go ahead. What?
I'm sorry,
No, no,
but
go
in
ahead.
Christianity, in Christianity, how many generations do their communion when they are 12 years old, not knowing what they are doing,
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
knowing what
Not
they are
knowing
doing,
what they're
getting
doing.
a stamp of oil on their head, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And now you're an adult for the church. That's the explanation. Not
Yeah,
knowing what the Holy Spirit is.
yeah. That's always been going in all religions, even Veda, even Vaishnavas. Prabodhana Saraswati said, until you meet a devotee who is a bumblebee attracted to Lord Chaitanya, you will, the ropes of blind adherence to rules and regulations will not slacken, will not loosen. See, they loosen here now because of being bumblebees here. So it's helping loosen those this path, this hard path of it's all about rules. See, you're still kind of, you're narrow minded. See, you're not seeing where is this all going. Where it's all going is here. That's what Jesus taught, the same thing. He said, all your rules and regulations in religion, all your ceremonies is leading to me, leading to the devotee who's the door. See? It's always like that. All their rules, all of you guys, if you haven't attained the fruit of love of Krishna, like is here, you can see with your own eyes. And if you see with your own eyes this love of Krishna here in many devotees, and you say, "Ooh," well, you didn't learn from Narayan Raj what love of God is, because it's right here in front of your face. So I take you as a less intelligent person just by your actions. You come here, you had the alleged lustrous guru Narayan Raj, and he taught you Radhe Radhe and all these complicated relationships in Vrindavan between the devotees and all these big words and everything. And here is the love of God that you were talking about and reading about and hearing about. But why isn't it manifested in you where you can say, wow, I can relate to Lalita and River? That's happening in me. They can't do it. See? So they need Shiksha also to be able to have that experience. And it just proves to me, that's why I poo poo all these gurus. I say, hey, man, you haven't produced the fruit of love of Krishna. That's the standard. Hey, Narayan Raj, you didn't produce the fruit of love of Krishna. Not even one of your disciples acknowledges that this is love of God, and this is true. This is real. This is true. This is talked about in the scriptures as being true. The witnesses out there are making it triply true by saying, "Wow, this is fantastic! What I got from being with Gaur Haridasa's sangha." This is amazing. This is a grace, the real grace, and my life has changed. And see, so that's what we're fighting is ignorance, and we will win because this is more truth. That truth is the light, man. It's the burning light that burns away all illusions. That's why it has to be manifest in this world. Otherwise, the illusion will not burn off or dissipate. You need to see ecstatic devotion. You need to hear conclusive truth. Otherwise, the illusion will not dissipate or burn away. If you only hear Vaidhi Bhakti, rules of Varnashram Dharma, that's not enough to dissipate the complete darkness so Vrindavan appears. So anyway, we're doing this is how we do it. This is how it's always been done. So this narrative needs to trump everything, all paths, everything, because this is for everybody. Hey, man, my Lord Caitanya doesn't just come to do a little small mission. If he comes once every 4,320,000,000 years, not just from one appearance, and then everything goes back to religion, are you kidding? Are you insane? Such a great, fantastic personality like Lord Caitanya, the greatest personality who graced this place since 28 Divya Yuga cycles, from one Kali Yuga to Satya Yuga to Kali Yuga, 27 times. You can't even imagine how long that is. And he's come in this Kali Yuga just for a little mission of just dropping by and then going back, and that's it for Kali Yuga? Are you kidding? And when Jesus is doing all that he's doing still? And what Lord Chaitanya has brought is even better and more clear, is the fulfillment of Jesus's mission. That's why we work like this or play like this, man. We play hard, man. Yeah. Play long and hard. Vrindavan style, we win. Go ahead, say something.
Is it authorized? No, but it's pleasant.
If we what now? I miss it.
Is it authorized? No, but it's pleasant.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's very pleasant. More pleasant than you can even imagine. That's the authorization, because it's the Lord's just thinking, just give me great happiness. That's what you're built for, man. You're supposed to just give the Lord happiness, man.
All inclusive.
All inclusive. We're here
The
to
all
serve the
inclusive
Queen.
Caitanya.
Yeah, it's like that Borg movie, with Star Trek. There's the Queen. She's the Queen, right? Everybody serves the Queen, but she gives them a happiness that nobody's ever experienced. That's why once they go into the Borg, they never want to leave. But what's that? What is Krishna teaching through that? That's the material thing. That's what they're trying to duplicate. They want to make a hive mind, and they want to inject you with drugs that make you like it to be there. You will own nothing and be in the Borg and be happy. Yeah. No, no, not really. They're trying to imitate the truth. See, we're absorbed in the Lord. See, and get that happiness of that absorption in that transcendental Borg, and Radha's the queen. See, and we get her happiness, and then we're also like that. We also don't want to leave the hive. See, this is the perfection of the hive mind. Intelligent people, when they look at the hive mind they're creating in the world, the good people that could see it, they think, I don't want that. See? And these guys that are dumbed down, the sheeple, it's like, oh, I don't know, whatever, we'll just, yeah, whatever's happening, we'll do, you put the mask on or we'll stay home. Whoever's in charge will follow. Yeah, yeah. See, so who's really meant to be in charge, and this is the real new age. When I see the New World Order, this stuff, the Great Reset and everything, I just think Krishna. I say, oh, I see what you're doing, Lord. That's just your reflection of the higher thing. This is it's already predicted in the Bible. This is a new age coming. It's a new age. Not that, see, the new age is also a reflection of God's new age. We're heralding in this new age. See, this is the Great Reset, my friends. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Great Reset. Now this is now, if you're going to reset something, I think this is a great thing to do, man. Just come and be absorbed in the Queen, Radha, and you'll get the happiness and you'll never want to leave it. Right? We're all hooked on that, man. We just serve the Queen, man. God, they say, God save the Queen. What's that British thing? God, all glories. What is it? I can't hear you. You're muted.
I only know God save the Queen.
God save our gracious Queen. Something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
God save the Queen. Why just the Queen? That's the problem. They just God save the Queen, and then the Queen and only gets the thing, and forget about you being saved. You're just trapped and slave.
Yep.
Yeah. See how it's sort of right what they say in the movies. It's just a reflection. They don't want to leave the Borg once you get the injected with the Queen in the world. When they put these drugs in you. That's if you watch that movie, Brave New World. They even made a series. They really want to make a movie and then they show a series. Man, it's the same thing. They take these drugs all the time to stay happy in the Borg. You know. But we take the holy name is like a drug too, isn't it? Transcendental drug. It's intoxicating, and we just keep chanting that and just stay happy, and that's our meds. We take our meds every day, no problem, man. These are transcendental medications. They have no downside, no poison in there. It just clears up all the poison. There, you take the big pharma's meds. They get a little health for you, but then it's poison too at the same time. See, mixed blessing, which is no real blessing at all. That's the problem with you guys in Belgium. You've taken too much of the big farm. It's been free. That's how they got you all over there. See, they give you free medical and free this. No, they don't give free.
No,
In
Guru Maharaj,
England,
not at all. In
Oh
our
no, they
country,
charge
you
you.
can't buy anything without a prescription. It's not like in the States where you go and buy the drugs in the shops. Doesn't exist here.
But it's
That's
free,
not
medical
true.
free doctors or no?
No,
Oh
no,
no.
you pay. You know what I paid for being ill last year?
Oh
Not
really?
at all. Yeah, that's not.
Is
Of
is
course,
is UK different or something where they
Free.
yeah, but
Everything is free.
everything?
Everything is free.
Oh,
UK,
okay, it
Right.
was
yeah, but not in
UK.
Belgium. Not in Belgium.
Not in Belgium.
No, no. And we are not all on medication. We are all detox. We are not all on medication here.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We
You
have
detox.
a Dr. Freddy Boutson.
You got a good doctor, a new doctor, man. The celery man.
Yeah,
Well,
but where is the book? But I don't know where the book is. But it's not true that we take medication. I hear that in United States, in Guru Maharaj, everybody can buy what so many people are addicted on medicines, but it's
And it's
not possible in our
expensive. It's
country.
expensive too.
It's not
People,
possible here. You
yeah.
can't get that. Ivo tell me, Lalita, you can't sleep. You go to the hospital. I went to so many doctors. Nobody gives me a pill to sleep. They don't prescribe it. They don't write it for you.
Wow,
No, that's not the case in Belgium, really.
wow. You should try
Free.
two things. Try two things. Try the valerian root. I really like. It
I
really
do it.
works. Did you try it? Yeah.
I try it now for a few days. Yeah,
Does it work? Good.
yeah, it works a little bit. Yeah, but
How many do you take? How many of them do you take?
yeah, depends on. It's a sheep thing. Well, how many do you take? Four. I need
Oh,
four.
take four.
And
That's
then I
good.
sleep 3 hours when I'm lucky. This night I slept three
Oh,
hours.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Another one to try is melatonin. Try that.
I know that as well, made from
Yeah,
tomatoes. Eh?
yeah, yeah. But be careful. Don't take too much. You got to experiment because it could be really. So you take maybe try point 0.5 milli. Anyway, just look at the dose. It's take the smallest amount as possible and just see how it works because for me it's very strong. It's amazing, and
Oh,
I get a very good sleep. But I don't take it because for me I get up groggy in that.
yeah,
But the other I
I
don't
don't
get
want to
groggy. I
do that.
just wake up.
Yeah,
Maharaj, I take cannabis oil, and it's TH free. I get capsules from the shop,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I open the capsules. If I take a whole one, I'd sleep for 2 days. I open the capsule, I have tiny 3 drops under my tongue, and I
Oh
sleep
yeah. And
all the
that's
time. It's like
without the THC. Huh?
it's not got the THCs in. Otherwise, well, I'm not 100% sure, but they're sold in a shop that can get raided at any time. So I
Does it
sleep
does Does it? Well, then it's because it's illegal to have THC over there.
THC, so it hasn't got THCs in, so which is
Ah, so
and
you
it
might
helps
want
me.
to try that. It's probably legal in Belgium too. Maybe I don't know. Check it.
you
And
need to have a prescription. If they want to give
oh,
it to you, you need to be very ill before they give you a prescription of cannabis
really?
oil.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard it from Janaki how easy it is all in United
Oh
States.
God, yeah, it's easy. Yeah, and you
Oh,
get the stuff with the THC in it over there. Yeah.
and I'm afraid of all those kind of things, but
Well,
I will
no,
try it with
there's no
Yamuna.
reason. Yeah, especially the cannabis oil without the thing is very healthy. Actually, people have very good reviews. It's usually So yeah, something to try.
Hmm.
You could try the cannabis leaves. We have
Yeah,
a plant now, a huge one in the garden.
yeah.
Yeah, but
So
if they
Daphne
find it
says
here,
melatonin.
you go to jail in Belgium. You go to jail if they find such a plant in your house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, and melatonin is a nature thing, so it should not. It's probably not this prescription. You don't probably need it. So Daphne says melatonin is better than valerian root. Yeah, it might be. I mean, it works better that I noticed, and you need even less, a lot less. But for me, I wake up groggy, and I don't like that because it
Oh no, I
messes
know,
up my
no, no,
dream.
no. I don't
But
want to. And
it
I
may
don't
not do
just.
that. No, it may not do that to you. See, everybody's different.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's why I say you could try it.
Need to
And
ask. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, melatonin, you can probably order on Amazon or something, health food stores. It is legal here, Rajiv. Yeah. Yeah.
That's in Holland. There's a big difference, the law in Holland and Belgium.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Reggie, oh yeah, oh my God, they have coffee shops, they have all those kind. There's all the not in Belgium, no,
Oh,
big.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Holland is known for that. Belgian people go to Holland for that.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Amazing.
Also, medicines in shops. You can buy it in the shops, in
Yeah.
supermarkets. Not in Belgium, you know. No.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. All right. So why don't we end here for a little bit, and I'll be back.
Terminator will be back.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Lita. Thank you, River. Thank you,
Hey,
everybody.
hey, thank you everybody for coming here.
Thank you, everybody.